Alright, morning Kiwi Canners. So welcome to our 5th week of the term. It's our 2nd week working on problem solving. So yeah, last week we did some cool stuff with the trash can trick shots and then building a bridge as long as we could to hold a small toy. Now I'll show you my bridge in a moment. I did make one. But before we do that, we'll do our song and then I'll give you a quick GKQ. So you should know the song by now, it's week 5, so we'll do that together. I'll do the song with you, so we sing the song together, and at the end I'll do the Kiwis and you do the cans. Alright, let's do it. I am resilient, I am strong, I face my fears, bring them on. When times get tough I don't despair, I bounce back up and persevere. Kiwi, Kiwi. Kiwi, Kiwi, Kiwi? Okay, cool. Hopefully we're getting pretty good at the song with me doing part of it and you guys doing part of it. So first things first, I'll give you your first GKQ for the day. So tell me, what is the name of the thieving little fox from Dora the Explorer? So what's the name of the little fox that tries to steal everything? Okay, have a think about it. Hope you got your answer now. So the answer is Swiper. Swiper's the fox. Okay, so now we've got to have a look at my bridge. I haven't tested it yet either, so we'll see how it goes. Alrighty. Okay, so here's my bridge. So the rules were that I could use 6 pieces of newspaper. I've only used a small newspaper, but that's my problem. You're also able to use 3 meters or 6 half-meter lengths of sellotape and straws as well. I didn't have straws, so I had to do without. But this is my bridge anyways. The way I made it was underneath, it's got kind of 2 holes that I've made out of newspaper, and then on the top it's just got some flat stuff. So we've got my little Lego motorbike thing here, and the goal is it needs to hold that up. I'm pretty confident it will. Anyways, let's have a look see. Oh yeah, that's holding it pretty well. So maybe I should have been a bit more ambitious and tried to go a little bit further, but hey, I'm pretty happy with that, so I hope you guys did alright too. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed your bridge challenge last week. In a moment I've got a similar challenge again for you this week. But before we do that, I have an energizer. So this week it's called the Minty Challenge. So all you need is a minty. It's kind of important it is a minty. I don't know what it is about the minty papers that they use, but it seems to be the best for the challenge. So first thing you can do is unwrap your minty. I just broke mine, so don't rip the minty. You want the whole minty wrapper. Okay, so spread that out to how you want it. Do what you want with the minty. Oh my god, they're horrible. Why would you do that more than once? Oh, gross. Okay, don't have to eat the minty if you don't like minties. Who would buy those? Okay, so the idea is you need to make this as long as you possibly can. So if you have other siblings in the house, it's cool, you can challenge them. So the way you do that is you slowly rip the whole way around the edges. Okay? And when you get close to the corner, start going the opposite way. Now, I'm doing this fast. You shouldn't be doing it this fast. Take your time and do it a lot thinner than I'm doing it. I'm doing it really just for the tutorial, really. So as you go, it starts to get longer and longer. So have competitions with each other to see how far you can make your minty wrapper go. So I have seen people do this to a meter. So mine's not going to be a meter when I'm taking it that badly. So I'm sure you guys can do better than me. Have a good go with your minty challenge. That's your energizer. So before we get into our activity, I'll give you a quick GKQ and then we can do that. So your GKQ is tell me how many wheels on a pair, keyword being pair, how many wheels on a pair of roller skates? So have a think about that. Okay, so the answer to your GKQ, which was how many wheels are on a pair of roller skates, the answer is 8. So 4 wheels on each roller skate. So this week I have another problem for you to solve, or a challenge for you to do. It's kind of similar to last week. You need to build something to fulfill a task. So this week's challenge, there's a bit of a backstory. So the idea is that you're climbing a mountain in a group of mountaineers, and one of your fellow climbing companions falls down 5 meters, and none of you can get to this climber. Now you can send out a helicopter, but because of the weather, the helicopter can't come until the weather clears. So for the meantime, you need to send down a small amount of some magical ointment that can help the climber with their injuries. So the magical ointment for this is going to be an egg. So it's very brittle, fragile. If you drop it too hard, it will break. And the idea is to get this to the climber without it breaking. Now, the climber can't catch, so it needs to get there without his help or her help. So the distance is 5 meters, is how far you need to drop that. And to do so, like last week with building your bridge, I'm going to give you a certain allowance of materials that you can use to complete this task. So the first piece of material is paper, like last week. This week it's not newspaper though, it's just smaller pieces, so A4 pieces of paper, and you're allowed 6 of these. So like last week, 6 pieces of paper. Also like last week, you're allowed 6 pieces of sellotape. All those pieces of sellotape have to be less than half a metre long. So in total about 3 metres of sellotape you're allowed to use. So 6 pieces, about that long. Okay, finally, like last week, you could use 6 straws to build your bridge. You can use 6 straws in this as well. I don't have straws, so I'm going to try and do it without the use of straws. And I am going to do it, and like this week when I showed you my bridge, next week I'll show you how I got on with my egg drop. So, using those materials, paper, straws and sellotape, you need to drop an egg from a 5 metre height and try not to have it break. That's the problem that you need to solve this week. So good luck with that. Before we get into our Kiwi Can goodbye, I'll give you a final GKQ. So tell me, what is the national sport of the United States of America? What's the national sport of the USA? Okay, so the answer to your GKQ, what's the favourite, or what's the national sport of the US of A? The answer is, of course, baseball. So that brings us to the end of our Kiwi Can lesson for today. So run off, have fun with those challenges, the minty challenge and also the egg drop. And yeah, anyways, we'll do our Kiwi Can goodbye and we'll go from there. So Kiwi Can goodbye, we'll see you next time. Alright, bye guys, Kiwi Can out, have fun.